Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video review of this figure, also using this type of lighting. I've come to decide that I'm not going to be lazy, and I'm going to try and do a video review during the day, and using my old backdrop, my old white backdrop, just like normal. I was gonna review the GM Type C first, and it's already in the process of being reviewed. But I've taken the pictures first. It is getting darker, so I'll wait until the following day. Because I am recovering, because I'm getting better, I will be able to do more video reviews during the day. But for now, I want to review the NECA Player Select Raziel from Soul Reaver, because you guys have asked me to review him, and I wanted to kind of get the hang of using this type of setting. So here we go. So this is again NECA Player Select Raziel from the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver games that were released for the PC and PlayStation 2 a while ago. And this is actually one of the variants of the figure. This is the Material Plane Raziel. Let me show you the box real quick. So here's the box. You get the this is where the pillars would stand. These are all the symbols in the game, if you know the history of the game. So it comes with, apparently comes with a torch, 2 sets of hands, the Soul Reaver Wraith Blade, and interchangeable shroud. We'll get to that in a second. So in the back, it shows you the 2 variants. This is the Material Plane Raziel that I'm showing you guys, and then you also have the Spectral Plane Raziel, which I kind of want to get, but I'm not going to look out for it unless I see it at Toys R Us, which is where I bought this guy from. So the Spectral Plane Raziel has some clear plastic to him. He has a different type of shroud, so it's only interchangeable if you have both figures. He only comes with the normal shroud. But yeah, the box art's pretty cool. It has Redeemer, Destroyer, Pawn, Messiah. Yeah, a nice cool image of Raziel here. This is off the Legacy of Kain Defiance. Here, there it is again with the features of the figure. 24 points of articulation apparently, and it is a NECA figure. So back to the figure itself. As with lots of other NECA figures, it's very highly detailed. He's got a very grim look to him, which is very perfect, very fitting for him. I like that they captured the details of the muscles, just bare muscle, tendons, some bones, things like that. Different textures all throughout the figure, like the cloth, the gauze here on his around his bicep area. Paint apps are great, except for here on the shroud. You can obviously tell that there's lining on here, and some of the painting kind of overlaps and it's kind of sloppy a little bit. So if you're looking for really good paint apps, check out his shroud. And I also came across some paint apps imperfections here on one of the gauze. You see some purple, which was from his body, kind of bled over to the gauze, and it's kind of annoying. But since I don't really see it half the time, I didn't even notice until today, because this piece here, which is one of his accessories, this piece kind of covers it anyway, so it's okay. Speaking of accessories, he does come with the Wraith Blade, the Soul Reaver Wraith Blade in blue, and I do believe, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the Spectral Plane comes with a clear green or clear yellow. It's a different color. He also comes with a swirl, because in the games the swirl here on the Wraith Blade goes all the way up his arms. Interchangeable shroud, I guess, so you can just pop his head off and then remove the shroud. His head is on a ball joint with a peg, so you can just easily pop that off. He also comes with 2 interchangeable sets of hands. These fixed open hands, which are connected to ball joints in his wrists, and then these posable fingers, which have holes in them for a particular reason. The thumbs aren't posable, but the 2 main fingers are, the 2 primary fingers, and they both have holes to accommodate the peg for the torch, which is very nicely detailed too. The sculpting of the torch here, the wooden part, really looks good. And then it's not rubbery plastic; it's just softer plastic for the effect parts. And you can use that peg, and you can mount it into either of the holes into either hands, and he'll hold it very well. So there you have his accessories, most of his accessories. Aside from the Wraith Blade, you can actually have him hold both the torch and the Wraith Blade at the same time, and you'd only have 2 hands sitting around elsewhere, so that's cool there. His articulation is, if you're familiar with Marvel Universe, then the articulation should be very similar. And just like with Marvel Universe, with good paint app, with figures with good paint apps, you also have some tighter joints. You're gonna have to kind of loosen them and kind of break the seal of the paint that dried up during production. So anyway, like I said, his head is on a ball joint, so you can get him to look really pissed off, as pretty much all the time. I really like the detail on his face there. I'll show you his head later on. But yeah, his head is on a ball joint, so you can look up, down, everywhere, left, right. You can emote his head, make him look very pissed off, confused, just like his true character in the story. So yeah, ball jointed head. You have ball hinged elbows, which go up about that far, probably even farther if the shroud wasn't in the way. You have a bicep swivel, a hinged elbow, which is slightly ratcheted, ball jointed wrists, ball jointed torso, ball hinged hips, thigh swivel, but those are one of the areas that you gotta break as soon as you get the figure. Single jointed knee bend. That dog needs to shut up. Single joint knee bend, and I can't tell. It's hard to tell if it's a ball jointed, a ball hinged foot or if it's just a hinge. But movement is very limited because of his little ankle armors, and he does have holes underneath his ankles in case you have little stands for him. But just as is, as you can see, he can stand on his own pretty well because of his big ass feet. So really good figure, really good for posing. All I have to say is, if you're a fan of Raziel, if you're a fan of the Legacy of Kain series and story, then this is a figure you really need to pick up. So for the last few features you also have his wings, which are pretty cool. Probably the lamest painted parts of him, because they're just flat, kind of purple, tealish. They're just flat, no kind of extra paint apps to them. Like I would have appreciated if maybe these veins would have had some color difference, like maybe run a darker, like a darker wash through here, maybe like a gray or a white. But anyway, they're on these little rods that are attached into ball joints to his back, so you can move his wings and pose them as well. So that's pretty cool. One of the other features of the figure, you can pop his head off. There goes the shroud. So yeah, here's a shroud, very nicely detailed, very nicely textured. And then his face. Look at that. Just like how he looked in the first game when he fell into the what was that called? The Lake of the Abyss, I think. Lake of the Abyss? I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But yeah, really nice molded detail. The chest here, a little bit of bones here on the side, his ribs. But this is really cool. I like that look. His head, his face is very well detailed. His teeth are a little loose. You might want to be careful with that. His hair is a little loose too. So, the strands of hair, if you can get them to, if you really want to mess around with the hair, you could, I guess. But I like the look of his face, but I prefer the shrouded look better because it's more mysterious. It's more, I believe you get more emotion out of that than just having his face bare like that. And it's really easy to pop the head on and off. I've done this countless times and I don't feel any of the joints loosening up because of just constant messing around with. Aside from that, one thing I do notice is that since the Wraith Blade is made of a softer plastic, this one's a little bit rubbery. It's kind of got the Transformers Generations Drift sword syndrome, where if you have it hanging down or hanging out like that for long periods of time, it eventually droops down. So just be mindful of that. But other than that, this figure is nearly perfect. I really recommend you pick up this figure. Again, I found him on Toys R Us, and that's probably the only place I've seen him before. So Toys R Us, $10. If you can find him, pick him up. If you love the Legacy of Kain series, you definitely need to pick this up. The only type of collector that I cannot recommend this to is if you do not like what you see. If this kind of freaks you out, if this doesn't look cool to you, then I don't know. I guess I cannot recommend this to you. But other than that, I say give it a shot. If you like what you see, try and pick them up. If you're a fan of the Soul Reaver series, or rather the Legacy of Kain series, then definitely pick this up. I gotta go shoot some kids and some dogs, so I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.